Hello and welcome to Loose Queens, a vlogcast where we explore the diverse world of drag and serve up some fast show-like comedy.
Go with that.
This show is hosted by me, Auntie Ginger, aka Miss Drag UK, along with my co-host, Donna Matrix, S&M Queen to the stars.
Oh, thank you, Auntie. Yes, over the course of a number of weeks, we'll explore a range of drag artists and stars with performers from all over the UK. We will have more and more episodes as we want to represent as much drag as possible. Kings, queens, ab-fab artists, and so much more.
So join us each show where we'll have a special guest in the studio to chat about their drag and see what we, a pair of loose queens, can learn from them.
Yes, we will. We'll find out, won't we?
So Donna, tell me about the clients you've had this week.
This week, well, it's been a bit of a nightmare. You know what it is like when you wake up in the morning.
Don't know if I do, but
you do. Well, you wake up in the morning, have a good bowel movement, then get out of bed.
Okay.
It's one of those mornings. But what I'm actually doing is I'm trying to get it out there to the people for budget bondage because it's expensive, darling.
Yes.
It is, you know. Butt plugs from Ann Summers, £35. So my answer to that is just use a courgette, pop it in the fridge for 15 minutes, bit of cling film, there you go. Oh, and then wash it off later and use it part of a light salad later on in the day. One of your 5 a day. That's not a bad thing, is it?
Lovely.
I know. And nipple clamps, £25 around some is expensive. Again, look around your kitchen, girls. Improvise, you know.
Clothes pegs.
Clothes pegs, paper clips, jump leads. Just use what you can, you know, you have to see. So, Auntie, what about you? What funny stories from your week have you got?
I had a gig of the week. I was performing with Alana Duvet recently
yes.
up in Scotland. And I don't know why I made her from Yorkshire, but that's where we're going with that. And we did the Cat Duet.
The Cat Duet? What's the Cat Duet?
The Cat Duet is from 1825 by
Really?
Rossini. Yeah, it was a modern
25 past 6?
No,
it's
a modern track for us.
Yes.
Yeah, and we sang our own version of opera in Cats. You'll find it on the Tippy Tap.
On the tip,
we'll share a link.
Wonderful.
Yeah, it's
well done. That's fantastic.
Thank you. Now, Donna, as much as I love your outfit, this is your roadkill dress.
It is.
So, who have you nearly run over this week?
Who have I nearly? As I said, I'm out in my Honda Jazz, driving around, and I've accidentally run over a few celebrities just for fun. So it's a little quiz we're doing each time. So have a look. Now, who's that? We want you to guess. Who has Donna swerved to avoid, almost killed, and the blood splatter is from some pigeons a hit. But who is that particular guest? Can you see?
I'm not sure. Is that a funny girl, maybe?
Yes, there's a good clue. There's a good clue. That's a very good clue.
Well, I'm not sure myself. But anyway, at the end of the show, I'm sure all will be revealed. Now, coming up soon, we have our very fabulous guest. This show is called Gabe Capes, who's joining us all the way from Birmingham.
All right.
Drag King, so I'm very excited to see him later. But now, Donna, why don't you get the Nokia out, get the technology out, and tell people how they can contact us?
Well, here we go. Here's our no expense spared Nokia. Yes, you can find us on Instagram or Instagram for Auntie, if you're Auntie. We are at Loose Queens. It's the same for Facebook, but we're not on Twitter. We believe that the bird has flown that nest.
Yeah, very much so.
Yes, it's going.
Too much technology. Also, we have another guest helping us at each show, our Alexa device. We couldn't afford the real thing due to budget constraints, as we know, but we found one from a nearby market. So please welcome our paranoid virtual assistant device. It's Gerhard.
Yes, hello.
I should be so lucky.
Oh, he's singing again.
Hello.
Hello. Yes, we're
Hello,
on now.
Gerhard.
Yes, thank you, Gerhard. How are you?
Yes, I've been better. Yes, how are you two?
We're getting there.
Yeah,
we're
all right.
Now, with a lot of these devices, you're here to answer our questions and fill in the world for us. Have you got anything to say to us, Gerhard? Any witty retort? Anything?
I have. I feel that the show, as I've listened online so far, is lacking a degree of humour. So, did you hear about the monkeys who shared an Amazon account?
No.
They were Prime mates.
Oh,
you know Prime for the delivery service?
I can see that.
Primates,
Yes,
the name for some... Hello, is this on?
Yes.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Well, yes. Thank you, Gerhard.
Well, yeah, thank you.
We can see where he's going with this one. Well, again, it's
Interesting.
these devices, you know. This one, I did get it out of the market. It is pretty low down on the pecking order of
His
intelligence.
jokes are worse than yours.
Well, I know they're going to. So now, in case.
Always listening.
Yes, he is. Yeah, I know. They're careful. Have you seen 2001? How he could turn us off? He could. Right, now, in case anyone wants to stop during the session today, because in the S&M world, we have a safe word.
Yes,
that's
okay.
right. So, for example, Auntie, if you're feeling too much heat from your outfits and your hair, your wig, whatever, you could use a safe word and we'll stop. So, here we go. Gerhard, what is the safe word this time?
The safe word is backstop.
Oh, topical.
It is, isn't
Very
it?
topical.
Very topical.
Well, thank you, Gerhard, for the interesting input. I'm sure we'll hear more from you later. In the meantime, we'll find out what's been happening from me this week.
Yes, and you've done that again where you've answered my question.
It's okay. I'll be driving around with my friend Chivers.
Chivers, you will do. Yeah.
Let's run the meeting.
Let's find out. Let's find out what we do.
Hurry up, I need to get to my gate, please. I'm trying, Miss Ginger, I'm trying under the pressure, but you knocked over that lollipop lady. You didn't see it coming, did you? I mean, really, who wears white and yellow these days? No one would have seen it.
Well, it's technically what they have to wear because it's the law, isn't it? And the children need to be seen. You're just crazy. You're absolutely crazy.
Look, darling, all I'm trying to say is that there's no time for Christian motoring anymore. And if I was driving, we'd be there much faster. And because you're going so slow, and I'm not paying you anyway for this, the reality is I'm only able to wear my quadruple stacked wig today, and it's a real rush.
Well, there we go. Not quite BAFTA, was it?
No, not really.
But we're getting there, aren't we?
I mean, the car's not to my liking, really.
Well,
I prefer the rolls. But let's get on to our
It was
guest.
a loose idea.
It was a loose idea. Yeah, okay, I
there
get
we
where
go.
you're going. Right, let's go on and introduce our guest. Gabe Capes is a drag king from Birmingham.
Do tell me.
He's somebody who serves amazing drag looks and doesn't conform to drag norms. So I'm looking forward to hearing from him. And welcome to Gabe.
Hello.
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 You're looking
me.
fab.
Thank you. Just a little something I threw together. You know, super casual, daytime food.
So, Gabe, for people who've been living under a rock and don't know you, tell us who you are, what you're about, where you're from.
Well, first of all, get out of the rock. It's not a good place to be. Trust me, I can speak from experience. Yeah, I'm Gabe. I'm just Birmingham's bio king, blue mess. I'm father of Why She Black, which many people would say is something that you shouldn't speak about, but I'm going to address it.
Okay.
So, how long have you been doing drag?
It's a very loose question, isn't it? I'd say subjectively I've been doing it for my entire life, but as is everyone. I would say practically I've been doing it for about 3 years.
Okay. Can I like to ask all sort of performers, when was that moment that before you did drag, what was it, the turning point for you that went, I want to do that, that's what I'm inspired by? Can you remember?
Vaguely, yeah. I remember I was watching Drag Race, which is so cliche, and my ex, my partner at the time, I was saying like, oh God, we should do drag, like that'd be so like camp. And he was like, oh yeah, I don't really think I'm into that. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll do it then. And he was like, yeah, if you do that, I'm going to leave you. And I was literally like,
Wow.
oh, wow, okay, cool.
Okay.
And then we broke up. And I was like, well, now is the chance. Now is the time.
So it was, there we go, it was just,
yeah.
it was kind of forced on you in that
Yeah.
way. Yeah.
And tell it, so you described yourself as a bio king.
Yes.
So for people who perhaps don't know with that or less familiar with that term, how would you describe?
A bio king, I'd say it comes from the idea of these bio queens, which a lot of hyper queens or bio queens or faux queens or however they're described, drag queens, they kind of pull away from that term, and it's been a long-standing term that's been used, and I use it mainly for association because I think more people know what a bio person is in the drag community than if I were to go, I am a man and I also am a drag king. And I think that's just like the shock factor. It's easy to digest.
Yeah, sure. And there is because the perception of drag kings, it's traditionally that was lesbians that would then don and then be an Elvis or something like that. So, and of course, the spectrum is everything's different these days. So, do you feel that you're finding your own niche? You're creating your own sort of world?
Yeah, I absolutely do. And I feel like I find so much about myself and my own personal gender identity and how that evolves and develops through my drag. I spent a long time just wondering what I am, what I'm doing, and why I'm here. And I think drag's really allowed me to open that up and celebrate like my femme and my mask and every part of myself.
And that's what. Is there a particular celebrity or style icon, or how do you build your look? Have you just done it from a load of images, or it's one defining character? You think?
Oh no, it's an amalgamation of
Okay.
hundreds of things. I'm super into fashion. I love femme icons. Like Liberace is so camp.
Yeah, well, it wasn't he just
Yeah.
incredible icon,
Absolutely.
Liberace. I mean, just
Oh, I absolutely adore Liberace. I think it's a great inspiration, especially from someone who's perhaps a bit younger than to know that reference. So I really appreciate that, actually.
What do you think I am?
well, it is because and it was wonderful. The film, Michael Douglas played him in the film. It was
Yeah.
brilliant, and he was just kind of ahead of his time, wasn't he? with
Yeah.
that? So you go. That's a very sort of strong role model. Anybody else that kind of?
I love
for?
sort of 80s new romantics, Boy
Wow.
George, Adam Ant, like they really were like pioneers of their time and of femininity and the idea that these huge like celebrity men could be as femme and as camp as they wanted, and they were these sex icons, and people were obsessed with them, women swooning, and it's like, yeah,
I love
be
it.
femme, hun.
So let's take a look at some of your photos, because I think you do some fabulous looks.
you.
So we've got one up here. Tell us about this look.
Yes.
So this is my horny little devil look.
See what you did there.
Yeah, it's almost like it's something that happens. Yeah, I mean, a lot of what I do is sort of like anthropomorphic. I like the ideas of toying with like masculinity, femininity, like the bold shapes
Yeah.
and the angles. It's warrior-like.
I was going to say, very Gladiator. That
Yeah.
instantly,
Yeah,
that was
yeah,
Russell
yeah.
Crowe Gladiator for me.
Yeah.
So it was like that was wonderful. And then we had the horns. So that's kind of
Yeah.
what's the inspiration for that?
I am, as always, and I think with everyone, inspired by many drag artists. China, who formerly
Yeah.
China Death Crash, she's a good friend of mine.
Amazing.
She is this gorgeous, earthy swamp witch, and like I know she has horns all the time, and like she's a huge inspiration. I think she was a real pioneer for that kind of style in Birmingham when she was part of the Housewives of Birmingham.
Right.
And I think with her Queenie, who is a Birmingham resident, Lacey Lou, they really were pioneers, particularly in Birmingham, for this
And
new age of drag.
And just to tell you, say the Housewives of Birmingham.
Yeah.
So was that this was this group, was it? So,
Yeah,
And
so-
who were they? And just for people that don't know about them.
So the Housewives of Birmingham were a collective formed by the Nightingale, which is this
A venue in Birmingham.
incredible, yeah, it's an incredible venue,
right.
50 years old
So it's
this
a
year.
Nightingale was a big. It's like a concert venue, isn't it? in
Yeah,
Birmingham?
yeah,
I think
like
I've been
nightclub. It's it's a really progressive queer space. I know because I manage it.
Oh.
And basically, the Housewives were formed. There was originally a fourth member who we don't really speak of, and they were there to represent a style of drag that was kind of being eclipsed. And this, as far as it goes, Birmingham's drag scene has developed hugely in the past 5 years.
Massive.
Like the projection into the future has been incredible. And it at the time, say 5 years ago, it was predominantly cabaret queens that ruled the scene. They dictated what happened, and they were the only pillars for the drag community.
Amazing.
And then this collective was formed, and it really shook the Birmingham scene.
Yeah.
Queenie, particularly, she makes all of her own garments. You'd border into club kid. I think she's like the intersection between a club kid and a pantomime dame.
Oh, right. Okay.
So let's take a look at another photo, because I'm
Let's have a look,
conscious
yes,
of
we've
your
got some.
looks. I mean, there's another, there's like a sort of king look, if you like.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Tell us about this.
Super regal. That was my look for the finale of the Church of Waishi, 2019.
So what's the Church of Whiteshea?
Yes,
So
the
now
Church of
tell us about
Whiteshea.
that. Is that? Is that an event that's in Birmingham?
Yeah, so the Church of Waishi takes place every Sunday. It's hosted by my drag daughter, Waishi Black.
Okay.
She runs a lip sync competition, essentially, where people come in, and I'm one of the resident judges for that.
Okay.
So we'll have heats throughout the year, and it runs for about 3-4 months. And each week we have a couple of contestants, and a few people get through to the semi-finals. And then we have semi-finals. A couple of people get through to the finale, and then the finale. We have about 16 queens competing for a £1,000 prize.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And we've seen your pictures, and you look absolutely amazing. But what's your act when you do? Do you do it when you perform? And what do you do when you do you sing? Do you lip sync, or how do you fit into the performance?
This is the thing. So I'm not a huge performer, and I know that's a taboo for a lot of people. For me, my drag is predominantly about a visual aesthetic and being living art, presenting that sort of visual creation and this fantasy, essentially. I have dabbled with a few performances, though they have not been great. So that was 3 years of drama school wasted. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's a lot about being present, being visible, and being a support for people who need it.
Okay.
Did you judge me when I did Church of Wyshie?
No, I
Must
didn't.
have been no, otherwise I would have won.
You were,
yeah,
obviously, obviously she would have gone through.
No, but it's, I mean, it's fabulous. It goes on for so long. It's a real undertaking for Wyshie.
It's a real commitment.
But I've always been really impressed by it. So, and yeah, it's an interesting, that sort of taboo of performing or not performing. So how do you feel about the thing that's going on at the moment? So Drag Race and Drag Race UK, I should say.
Drag Race UK specifically. I am excited. First and foremost, I'm excited. I think there's a really nice selection of queens on there. I wish there was female representation. I wish there was more POC representation. I wish there were broader spectrums of drag, but I'm excited because I think British drag particularly has such a grit, and it is really punk and fantastic, and I think that needs to be translated through the show. So I think I'm excited. I really want to see. I don't want to make any pre-decided judgments because I'm what if it is terrible, or what if it is groundbreaking?
We wait and see. But I tell you, your look as well, because I think on Drag RuPaul and over here now, and because again it's commercial, we can say that. Like the Evie Oddleys, you've now got the queens and the kings that are doing different looks like yourself, which I think is great. That we have the sort of standard drag look, but now it's all changing, and your outfit today as well, which is wonderful. So it's and again, is that like a latex or a PVC material?
Yeah, it's PVC. I make all my outfits myself.
Is that difficult to work with?
Well, I have zero textile training, zero training on a sewing machine. Everything I do is self-taught. So everything I do is trial and error.
Okay.
So I'd say that literally everything is difficult. But yeah, I think it's one of those things you grow, and it's a skill that you pick up.
Well, it looks great. Now,
you.
we must introduce you too. So I'm just going to tickle his head now.
Powering him up.
We're powering him up. So I'm sorry about actually manhandling. Gerhard, are you there? Hello.
I was quite enjoying being touched this time around.
Oh, you were. Again.
My terms.
Yeah, of course your terms. The whole hashtag Me Too. He did invite me. I have to turn him up.
Okay.
You see. So quite literally. So Gerhard, if we can introduce you to Gabe. Gabe, this is Gerhard.
Hello, Gabe.
Hi, hon.
I've been watching on the live feed, and you mentioned the three years at drama school. If you still have the contacts, maybe you could give those to Donna and Auntie. I think they need a bit of help in the entertainment business.
We're getting it now. We're getting it now.
Okay.
He's warming up, isn't he? Yes.
It's refreshing, Gabe, to see someone with a modicum of talent on the program, other than me, of course.
Thank you.
If I may be drawn, if I can, to your earrings.
Oh, yeah.
Not exactly my style, but a byproduct you might not know. They're actually boosting the 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi signal in here. I've never felt so alive.
It is.
So thank you for that.
You're giving him everything. You're giving everything today. So well done on that.
Yeah, and Gerhard, you're perhaps giving more than was invited, but thank you.
This is wonderful.
Quite special.
Well, quite special indeed. Thank you, Gerhard. There we are.
And what's next for Gabe and your drag plans of mastery?
Well, there are a couple of things in the pipeline that are kind of a little bit under wraps, should we say. Super hush hush.
Can't give us the scoop.
Yeah, there are
Hang on, check with legal.
Just check with legal.
He says you're okay to say.
Yeah.
fab. Yeah, so there are a few things that are coming up. Predominantly, there's going to be some work with Fantabulosa that should be coming up. The next season of Church of Waishi is coming up. I've got a couple of performances coming up for an event in Birmingham called Kings and Things. So yeah, that's...
And where can we, and quickly, where can we find you on social media and all those? So just to remind us again.
Literally, I'd say the best place to find me is on Instagram, and that is at the Gabe Capes. Super easy to find.
Okay.
There are very few Gabe Capeses in the world.
It is.
And we've got some whiz-bangy lower thirds.
We
I
have,
believe.
yes. We'll be appearing all over our screen, so people will be able to find you. So wonderful.
Yes. Thank you so much.
It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Absolute delight. And thank you for coming so far.
And if I might just give you some applause.
But high tech, this.
High tech, there we go.
Oh my god.
I know.
Oh, they like me. They really like me.
Oh, yeah. I could even throw in a bomb. I don't know if that's a truth bomb. You look gorgeous.
Thank you.
Well saved. I saw what you did there.
Yeah, there we are. So
Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
It's been a real pleasure.
Well, that was wonderful. He was stunning.
Very stunning. Now, let's not forget your comedy slice of the episode, shall we, Donna?
Yes, and finally, let's go over to Jerry from Berry.
Okay.
Let's go and meet her.
Hiya, I'm Jerry Boswell from Berry, that's what they call me. Mother, lover and ethical campaigner. Because I've really got into ethical campaigning, right, I started believing in reincarnation. I mean, it's all about you, but you know when I go in TK Maxx, it just feels like I've come home. And I was talking to my local priest because I'm trying to get the kids into the decent school around here. And he goes, do you read the Bible, Jerry? And I was like, yeah, totally. I was like, you know that bit where Jesus goes into the desert for and doesn't eat anything for 40 days or 40 nights? I mean, that is some detox, isn't it? Amazing. And I like that bit about Moses and his burning bush. I hate cystitis, me.
Isn't she good?
She's marvellous. Thank you, Jerry. So that about wraps it up for this episode.
I know.
If you want to follow us, you can. Donna, shall you get the technology and tell us about how they can contact us?
Here we go on our special mocker. Yes, you can find us on Instagram or Instagramma.
Thank you.
If you're auntie, we're at Loose Queens as well. It's the same on Facebook, but not on Twitter. We believe that bird has flown.
Definitely. Oh, we nearly forgot to reveal who you swerved past and nearly ran over.
Oh, yes, very good. So if we can have the slide up, let's have a look. And there we are, of course. The funny girl herself, it was Barbara Streisand. So if you guessed that, you did very well indeed.
Yeah.
And can you see my car? It's very messy at the moment. There's a three-piece suite in there, rubbish tip. I must clean it out.
Yeah, you really must, especially
so-
if you're going to drive me around.
So glad we didn't really run them over. The
Yeah.
gays would be furious.
Raging.
So, it's all for fun. So like Jerry Springer, in summing up, at the end of his show, we've got Gerhard now to give us our final thought. Here we
Final
go.
thoughts.
Here we go. This is the big one.
They say to kill two birds with one stone. I say kill one bird with two stones. Let it know you mean business. I hate them, especially the chaffinch. He's a chaffinch.
So thank you,
That was
Gerhard.
interesting input.
Sure.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, look, thank you all very much for watching. Thank you to our guests. And remember all, if you're not loose,
You're not a queen. Goodbye.
goodbye.